All right, just going to check the audio quickly here, and we will get started. All righty. One more second, and we'll get started with the unboxing. Just want to make sure the audio is working. All right, I think we're good. So, hey everyone, Ryan from E-Bike Escape, and we are back with another live unboxing. This is the Cyrusher Kommoda, newer bike from the company. I've previously reviewed the Cyrusher XF900. That was certainly a fun bike to review, and they came out with this one, and I think it's probably the most interesting one out of the lineup, I think, as we'll see here in a little bit. And if you are looking to purchase a Cyrusher electric bike, be sure to check out the link in the description. It is good for $50 off your purchase with Cyrusher, and it also helps support E-Bike Escape. So thanks in advance for your support. We'll also have links to our electric bike accessories list, top e-bike brands page, and finally our electric bike discounts code page, where I track all the deals on the electric bike brands that I follow. And the reason I do these unboxings is I have to set up the bikes anyway, and it's a great opportunity for my audience or you to ask me questions. Happy to talk about what I know about this bike. Happy to talk about any electric bike you might be considering purchasing. And I think that's it. I think we should get started here. And of course, I'll be checking out the comment section as well. Hello from the Netherlands. Wow. Thanks for joining me. That's got to be pretty late in the Netherlands right now. Always good to have a broad audience. All right, so I'm going to start off by cutting the box. I don't necessarily recommend that you do so in case you, for some odd reason, have to return it. But for ease of unboxing, these bikes are pretty heavy, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the box here. Just make sure I'm not going to be cutting into anything. The bike. And this bike does come in a few different colors, and unfortunately, I forgot to tell the company what color that I wanted, so I got more of the, I don't know, it's just not as fun. It's the white color, and they do sell it in both blue and orange, which I think both really look cool. That's one thing about the Cyrusher electric bikes. The styling is very unique on them. And here we go. There it is. Cyrusher Kommoda. And as always, recommend using a pair of side snips. But first, maybe I'll get the box out from underneath here. Seems like it's holding the bike up at least a little bit, so maybe I'll pull the bike out. Okay. All right, so we have a Cyrusher branded box here. And we'll see what's inside. Assuming some tools. All right. Oh, wow, interesting. So they give you a hex set. This is something that I did not receive with the XF900. And it looks a little bit nicer than I've seen. Yuta hand tools, hex key, extra long length. So that's kind of nice. Always good to get some more decent tools. And then it comes with this pump. Definitely recommend getting a higher end pump. Check out our electric bike accessories list. Unfortunately, I'll probably be just tossing this one because it doesn't have a gauge on it, and it's just a cheap plastic pump. And we do have a 15 mil wrench in here as well. And we got a charger here, 2-amp charger. Very common these days on electric bikes. And let's see. If you are just joining us, this is the Cyrusher Kommoda. Again, if you are looking to purchase any Cyrusher electric bike, you can use the link in the description before you make your purchase, and it gives us, or it gives you rather, $50 off, and also helps support the channel. So thanks in advance for your support. You get some Cyrusher stickers. That's kind of fun, and some other stickers as well. Time to ride my bike, born to ride. Get fast, born to ride, or get lost. Biker cat. Baby rider on board. That's kind of fun. And it looks like some max, like some kind of label that tells you the max continuous power. This is a 750 watt nominal 1000 watt peak motor. Some warranty information and a thank you card. All right. Where's the motor placed? Good question. This is a rear hub motor here. And so I'll show it to you here in just a little bit. Didn't think to unbox a bike like that. That's a lot easier than lifting it out of the box. Yes, though, I don't necessarily recommend that you do this because if you, for instance, need to return the bike, well, you just ruined your box. Is this working? Yes, Roger, I can read your comment. Peter says, no one will be calling this a Step-Thru girl's bike. Yes, it looks like a very aggressive fat tire Step-Thru bike. So go ahead and start taking some of these zip ties off. And, the white doesn't look too bad. I just think the orange and blue look cooler. But it is unique that the company has, paints their rims. That's not something that you see very often. And if I'm not mistaken, this bike is priced at $23.99. And it is a full suspension bike. Talk a little bit more about that as we put together the bike here. Got the front fender also attached here. And again, if you are just joining, feel free to ask any questions about really any electric bike that I've reviewed. We've got a bunch of reviews in the works. We had some nice weather. I got some filming in, and other days not so nice, and snow. And so we're still waiting for a good string of nice weather and to get more reviews out. We've got more bikes on the way and lots of reviews that kind of backlog just a little bit on. So I'm excited to get out riding a little bit more as the weather improves. And yeah. Curious if you are watching this, if you're considering any electric bikes. It certainly seems that the interest has increased. I think generally the interest of e-bikes, but I think higher gas prices, people considering them for commuting. I actually sold one of our electric bikes today, or rather this week, and the person was going to use it to commute. So great alternative to using a vehicle. Let's see, the battery up. Look at this. The white looks, I have to admit, this looks pretty cool. Cyrusher is really known for their more out loud paint jobs. And I think this one looks pretty cool. All right. It is interesting. We have the pedals already installed, but they are folding pedals. And I'm not sure if that's so they could install them already on the bike, and they would fit in the box rather, or if, I don't know, for some other reason. It's not a folding bike, so it doesn't really make sense to have folding pedals, but they put them on regardless. So something you could easily upgrade though if you wanted to. And it looks like the box made it in pretty good shape here. I think there was one hole by the wheel, but it's a nutted axle, so I don't think it'll be an issue. And let me just take off this plastic here, and then I will check the comments again. Looks like very similar fenders that I saw in the XF900 plastic fenders, but they have a pinstripe down the center. And again, if you are just joining us, this is the Cyrusher Kommoda, $23.99 if I'm not mistaken. And when I saw that they had this model, I reached out to them and expressed my interest because I think it's an interesting looking bike and full suspension as well. This plastic is a little tricky to get out of here. But let's see. Okay. When is the Antelope review coming out? Need a range test. It's going to be a little bit. We're a little backlogged with some of the bikes that we received in winter. I did see that someone commented on my unboxing and they said they only got 35 miles, which seems a bit low. You should be able to get 35 miles pretty easily on throttle alone. But that is a dual battery bike. Do you prefer a rear suspension over a suspension seat post? That is an interesting question. I think this looks like the same suspension that came on the Cyrusher XF900. And for a lighter rider such as myself, to be honest, it feels a little bit stiff for my liking. So I think on that bike, I'd kind of prefer a suspension seat post. But if you have a really good rear suspension, I think that's probably preferred to a suspension seat post. So maybe just depends a little bit on the rider, but I think rear suspensions probably do more. Like for instance, if you're going mountain biking or something, you'd rather have a full suspension bike than having a bike that just has a rear suspension seat post. All right, let's see. I can start over here, I guess. Definitely got lots of packaging. Cyrusher is kind of known for their double crowned front suspension forks. Kind of a motorcycle inspired, I guess, if you will. And let's see here. Got a front light, it looks like. I saw the rear lights. It's actually a rear light that I have not seen before, so I'm excited to see how it looks. Cyrusher branded fork. Looks like the front handlebars took a little bit of damage and some packaging, maybe some rubbing. Not a huge deal. So let's see. I'm thinking this is maybe just loose. No. We do have the brake on the right side. Let's see where we. Also, a different display that I haven't seen before, so I'm kind of excited for that. Keys are up here on the front. Zoom hydraulic brakes. And I saw that there was a spacer, but it fell out in shipping, so I'm going to be very careful not to hit this lever. All right. And actually, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I do have my tools here. Let's see. I think I might actually have to loosen this up, spin it around. Pretty common assembly. I should note I am not a bike mechanic. So this is not a tutorial. And loosen this guy up here. I might actually just put on the handlebars first. And then I'll tighten this down when I get to that point. Let's see. When is the Cafe Cruiser review coming out? That one is done being filmed. That one should be out in the next 4 days. I'm hoping 5 days, maybe for sure in the next week. So we are working on that one right now. So that'll actually be the next review that'll be out. And then probably after that, we'll have the Rad Expand review, and then we'll kind of start working through the other ones we got. Oops. So lots of bikes to review, and we did publish a brand new review this week. We kind of got to take part in the Aventon launch of the Aventon Pace 500 and 350. That was pretty fun to get a really early look at their bike. I kind of hinted at that in my last live unboxing that we were going to post a video on Tuesday, and that's a fun one. I enjoyed riding that bike quite a bit. And actually, we have family who took the Cafe Cruiser on a little vacation, so they're really giving it a test beyond my filming. And from what I've heard, they're really enjoying it. They've been putting kids on the back, and yeah, I think it's a winner for Ride One Up. I think they did an awesome job, and of course, I'm a big fan of their bikes, just generally focusing on city bikes. And of course, I like bikes where you can take some cargo, especially when you can take your kids along. It's a very unique and makes the bike more versatile. All right, so we'll get the stem plate on here, and there's a King meter display, but I think this is going to be like full color, so it'll be interesting to check out. And we have two more bikes to unbox right now. One is the Uniro. Let's see, it's the Uniro. I think it's the Defender. I get the Defender and the Spectre confused. It's the one with the dual 750 watt motors. It's going to be a fun one to review. I have also reviewed their all-wheel drive. I think it's just, they have a generic name. It's their fat all-wheel drive bike. That's a lot more affordable. So excited to check that bike out because all-wheel drive e-bikes are tons of fun. It's always a little bit tricky sometimes to get these stem caps on, stem plates rather, especially when you have all these cables. I could probably, and I might need to, I'm trying to kind of sneak this in there, but what you can do is loosen up the display and really get it out of the way, but we're going to see if we can make do with the way it is. And this bike also has an adjustable stem. Let's see. Just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Let me get this bottom one on first. So I like that, they've kind of thought this bike has a lot of the comfort aspects, I guess, if you will. Adjustable stem, full suspension, which is nice. And we'll see how that front suspension feels. Of course, we'll have a full review of this bike. This one's just going to be a little bit tricky to get in. And actually, I'm just going to move the camera just slightly. All right. And again, if you are just happening to be joining us, Cyrusher Kommoda, link in the description. You can get $50 off. And really the reason I do these is to answer questions and interact with the audience. And I get tons of emails and tons of YouTube comments, and it's becoming harder and harder for me to keep up with them. So this is your opportunity to ask me anything. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere. Just trying to make sure I keep these handlebars centered. And then we'll get the front wheel on. Kind of these handlebars have a little bit of a rise to them too. Right hand twist grip throttle. I already talked about the Zoom hydraulic brakes. So probably what you would expect on a bike that's $23.99. The battery is still 14 amp hours. That's, you know, I would say about average, nothing too crazy. You can get, you know, a $1,500 e-bike that has a 14 amp hour battery. So I view 14 amp hours as very average. Not like it's a bad thing. It just kind of depends on if you're really going to do long trips. I mean, that's still a lot of battery capacity. Just depends how much you pedal, what kind of bike. Obviously, these are fat tires, weather conditions, all the usual factors. And I'm using my top peak ratchet wrench, and it's actually allowing me to get in here, I think, a little bit easier than I would otherwise be able to. So highly recommend this tool. I think it's on our electric bike accessories list, or at least it should be. And if you want to do things the right way, you'd want to use a torque wrench and really make sure you're getting these torqued down to spec. You can check out some of our assembly videos that I've done with Matt if you're interested in learning more about kind of how to adjust and really get your e-bike dialed in. We've done a handful of those videos in between our reviews. All right, almost done with this. All right, I think that's good. Might have to do some more adjustment here in a little bit, but we will see. All right, I think we're ready for that front wheel. Pedals are already on. Let's see here. Missed the beginning. What amp hour is the battery? Not sure if you just heard me, but this is a 14 amp hour battery. Alrighty. So this does have a protector here, so I will need to get the wrench out. I'm not sure if they give you the correct size, otherwise I'll have to grab a different one, but yeah, they do. So they have this in here just to protect the front fork. So nutted front axle on the Cyrusher Kommoda. I really like what they did on the cable management here. I don't think I've seen it before, but the cables literally go in right into the front of the head tube and makes for a real clean look. Usually you see them kind of enter over here on the sides. All right, got that out. And again, here's the front wheel, painted wheel. Looks really sharp. And we'll loosen these up. All right, we'll see how difficult it is with this front light. Maybe drape that over there. Okay, probably a heavy bike. I don't remember the exact weight, but so usually you'd have to remove the spacer, but that already fell out in packaging. And looks like I didn't quite unscrew it enough. See if that wants to fall in there. Just going to make sure these are completely loose so I have as much room as I... It's a little tighter than I thought it was going to be. Oops. Don't want to screw them off though. All right, this should be a little bit easier now. There we go. A little tricky when the front wheel is not attached here. I'll tighten down both of these, and just these massive forks on this thing. I'll try to push on them to give you an idea of what you can expect. Something unique that they're doing, that's for sure. And usually, before I ride, I definitely make sure not only the front wheel is good, but I also like to check the rear as well, because that's going to come tightened from the factory, and you just want to make sure that it's on there tight enough. All right, that feels about good. All right, let's see. You can get the kickstand down now. Kickstand located towards the rear. Let's fold these pedals up. Just plastic pedals. That's probably something that you might, if you're looking at this bike, you might want to budget for. Let's see. Let's put the camera down just a touch so you can see it a little bit better. All right, let's see here. Okay, I think I have some additional packaging to cut off on the other side. And I think we're almost ready. I'm very curious how this will fit someone who's a little bit taller like myself. Looks like we have a Shimano Tourney rear derailleur. That's the most entry level, or one of the most entry level derailleurs you can get. They work fine. Again, it's a common component that I see. Usually you see a little bit higher like Altus, but at least they're using name brand components. Got this nice rear rack here, again, already installed. And I suppose we should probably install that fender as well as the front light. So I'll go ahead and do that quickly. It looks like this maybe attaches on both sides. It's a little bit different. And I might actually need a different wrench here. We'll see if it's... What size is this here? There we go. And one size up on the top peak. They look comfortable. Yeah, I think the bike will be comfortable. Hope so, at least. Again, that rear suspension, I'm pretty sure that's the same one that came on the XF 900. I think for someone a little bit heavier, definitely going to be add a little bit more comfort. But for me, I'm a little bit lighter, so. And those are not typically, that one is not adjustable. Though I know there have been lots of people, if you check out the Facebook groups from the various brands, I know for a fact, like Aerial Rider, they talk about putting a different suspension, a rear suspension on on some of those bikes. And so there are other options out there. It looks like there might be a horn on this one as well. Really like that feature, of course, for increased safety. And there's just not a lot of brands that are offering a horn on their bike. They probably should be. All right, so let's see. Do you want to do the light before or after? We'll do it after in this one here. And I want to say, Cyrusher, if you check out our electric bike discounts code page, besides the $50 off right now, I think they have $100 off. If you check out that page in the description, you might be able to save $100 instead of just $50 with my link. Looks like the fender has enough clearance. We'll see when we get this tightened down here. Straighten this out, and yeah, I think I might want to raise the fender up just slightly. Looks like there could possibly be some rub, and just to avoid that, I'll raise it up just a little bit. We'll go with that. All right, that has some clearance. Light just there. And then I'll turn the bike on and step over it. And so the one thing with this front suspension is it is an air fork. And what that means is it can be adjusted to your weight or your preference. And so that's really nice. I think I probably will need to raise these handlebars up just a little bit. So nice step-through design there. And I am going to have to straighten these handlebars here quick. I think I got the right size on here. Yep. So straighten out this front tire. Oh, and if you have been watching the channel, just want to give a huge shout out because we did cross 10,000 subscribers, which was awesome. Posted a video on that unveiling our customized electric bike from Electric Bike Company. So just thanks everyone who has supported the channel and used our links and subscribed. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun reviewing electric bikes. Tighten this one down. And yeah, this adjustable stem definitely needs to come up for my preference. I'll check the comments here in just a second again. And I'm guessing I might have to adjust these handlebars even more at that stem plate, but we'll see. Okay, let's need one size bigger, I think, here. Again, if you happen to just be joining us, this is the Cyrusher XF900. I'll move the camera up here in a second as well. Whew. This adjustable stem was quite tight. All right, so as you can see, I'm already going to have to think what I would want to do is lower the seat just a little bit here, stand over it, and yeah, I feel like these handlebars, I will want them a little bit more upright, maybe close to their their maximum. Actually, that's might be what I go with. So I do like that they include this adjustable stem. That is nice. So it goes up to, it looks like 40 degrees. And we're going to try to max that out here. All right. So now these handlebars are going to look a little goofy, but we'll get them sorted out in just a second. All right, let's see if we can raise the camera up just slightly while I'm messing with the handlebars. Maybe go a little further back too. All right. Okay, and then once I get these handlebars adjusted, I will go ahead and power the bike on. And yeah, I think this one's going to be a fun one to review for sure. One size smaller there. So I'm just loosening the stem cap just enough so I can adjust the handlebars to where they need to be. It seems like more and more companies are including these Zoom hydraulic disc brakes. I think they provide, I think they're a more affordable component, but they do work pretty well in my experience. Definitely prefer them to mechanical disc brakes. All right, let's see if I can raise these up yet. There we go. That's going to put me in a much better riding position, as you can see. Yeah, I'm liking that. I think that feels pretty good. Looks like we got some locking grips on here. We got the Shimano thumb shifter. And yeah, I think we're going to go with this. Be curious, anyone watching, are you considering a Cyrusher? Are you just interested in checking out a new bike? Are you shopping for an electric bike? Do you already own one? Feel like there's probably a lot of people shopping for them right now. Great time to get one early spring, especially since if prior years are any example of what's going to happen, companies will run out of stock. And so if you want a model and it's in stock, gosh, I feel like now is probably a good time to pull the trigger. You won't regret it. E-bikes are just so much fun. We just love using ours and like to take the family out on ours and grocery shop and do as much as we can with the bike. Errands, rather than driving a car. Far cheaper, especially these days. All right. I think that's good. All right. Good deal. All right. Let's see what this, let's see. I think there should be able to just turn it on here. There we go. Nice color LCD. So this is a new display to me by King Meter. It does give a battery percentage. Of course, I'll show off the screen when I do our full review. Try to raise the seat up just a little bit here. Make sure it's nice and tightened. Let's see. Okay. All right, so 70% charged right now. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and hit the horn, so now might be a good time to turn down your volume. There is a light button, but I don't. Oh yeah, there it is. And the rear light is on as well. It is not actuated by the brakes, however. All right, I'm going to hit the horn. Doesn't quite sound as loud as the Cyrusher XF900 horn, but still enough for people to hear you. And yeah, let's see what else I can. I feel like I'm feeling the rear suspension a little bit more compared to the XF900. So that's kind of interesting because I did think it was the same one. And front suspension does have a lockout. I'll go ahead and maybe push down on that. Plenty, feels really nice. I know this is looks like a Cyrusher branded front fork on there, but it actually feels pretty good. So if you want a comfortable ride, this will definitely do it. Let's see what else. Looks like they have a really big chain ring in the front. I'm not sure exactly how many teeth, but it does look larger than usual. And let's see, that rear light looks really cool. And yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nice beefy kickstand. Integrated battery, again, 14 amp hour battery right here, integrated into the top of the top tube. Can go ahead and take the battery out, I guess. The keys are up here in the front. Go ahead and turn it off first. Now, when I did go ahead and push on that front suspension, the adjustable stem seemed to move slightly, so I'll maybe have to tighten that down more. That's something that you might want to pay special attention to if you do buy this bike. Just make sure that it's not an issue. All right, turn it left. And there we go. There's the battery pack. And there we go, 48 volt, 14 amp hours. Just a little plastic packaging in here. And yeah, I don't know if this, I mean, I've certainly seen batteries that have this kind of case, but this one looks, is unique. It's just like the shape of it is different, I guess. And there's a button here where you can see what your charge is. I guess green means it's probably towards full. It was 70% full. And yeah, just not sure if I need to turn the key first or how this, just slightly different than I've seen before. Let's see. Let's maybe make sure I'm not, there we go. I did turn the key to the left, and then I should be able to take it out here. Oops. Unless it's not locked in. Let's see. So to the right seems to loosen it. There we go. Just a little tight fitting in there. And it looks like you can charge it right here, so on or off the bike. And I kind of like the step-through design on this one. Really neat. All right, I will check the comments here in just a second. So if you have any other burning questions, let me know. And again, we'll have tons of reviews coming up. We're going to try to get them done as soon as possible. All righty. Just trying to get these keys back on here. They do have kind of a neoprene sleeve here for those cables. Oh, and actually it looks like when the lights are off, the brake light does come on like that for additional safety. All right, let's see here. What size motor in the back? 750 watt, 1000 watt peak motor. And yeah, according to their website, I'll obviously, when we do our first person riding footage, I'll be sure to talk about how fast it goes, max speed, go through the various pedal assist modes, what I do in all my reviews. Jay Karasik asks, what do I do with all the bikes I review? So I would say most of them we keep for now. And then depending on what new models get released, what other videos we want to do, if we want to do comparison videos, we'll keep those bikes. And then some I do sell. Locally, I've sold 4, 5 bikes locally in the last couple weeks. Those are bikes that I've had for quite some time. And yeah, with spring coming, people are definitely interested in buying bikes. So it's a good time to get rid of a few here. But yeah, I mean, most are, I mean, our garage is full, and we have storage elsewhere that is also full. All right, I'll give everyone one more minute, and then we'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions about this bike or anything you want me to check out here, saddle feels pretty comfortable. I like kind of, they have some of the Kommoda branding here, and kind of a cool black and white paint job. It almost has like a gradient here where it comes together. And let's see, we have, yeah, the rear light is obviously integrated. Got the rear suspension here. And I'm trying to think, this is a pretty wide rack as well. All right, I think that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate everyone's support, and hopefully we'll see you with some more reviews coming up here shortly. Like I said, next one should be out very soon, and we have some more unboxings as well. So thanks for watching. Check out the link in the description if you're looking to purchase the Cyrusher electric bike. You can save $50. Other resources as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.